As you've heard me talk a lot recently about the inventory shortage that we have here in Myrtle Beach, one of the questions that I get asked is, should I buy a house or should I build one? If I go and buy a lot and build the home myself, then I'm guaranteed to get what I want. So I thought today we would take a few minutes and kind of go through the pros and cons of buying a house versus building a home here in the Myrtle Beach area. So we're going to discuss some things that are the good side and the bad side of both things, and then let you at the end of it make the decision as to which is going to be right for you. The thing I can tell you is this: I can help you with either one of them, and you want to have an agent on your behalf working there advocating for it. I'll share a few stories of that in a little while. Whether you're buying a resale in this market or you're building something, you want an agent on your side to advocate for you and help you through the whole process. So let's get into this and talk a little bit more. So the first thing I want to talk about is timing. If you have a house that you've sold recently up in the Northeast and it's under contract and it's closing in the next 30 to 45 days, you may be limited on timing. You might need to find a home right now that you can get into this home and be ready to close on so that you don't end up in a homeless state for several weeks or several months. If you're going and buying something as a resale, one of the things that you can expect, and I share this all the time, is you need to have 45 days. 45, not 30 here in Myrtle Beach right now. The reason we need 45 is the appraisers, the lenders, the inspectors, everyone is backed up, and we need that extra 2 weeks time in order to close everything and have everything done properly. If you have a house for sale and you're getting ready to put your house on the market, think this through. Make sure to remember this and keep this in the back of your head so that we have plenty of time to close on the house here after you're closed up there. If not, you're going to end up having to find a hotel or a friend or a family to move in with for a little while until you're ready to close here in Myrtle Beach. Now, if you're going to build a house, let's say you're going to go get one of the small builders in town and you're going to spec things out and pick out your colors for your floor and your walls and all the different parts of the house, which some of the small builders will still allow you to do. You are going to need 12 months time. If you were to build a custom house and have everything on your own, you're going to need at least probably 12 months time right now because the builders are so backed up. The supply chain issues that we're facing in so many areas of our lives right now is affecting the real estate industry as well. People are having trouble getting countertops and cabinets and drywall and all the different things that are needed for a home. And so when that happens, you're getting delays and delays and delays. So till you get the home figured out that you want to build, get the permits pulled, submit it into the county and get it approved and back, start the actual process of pouring the foundation to framing and finishing the house, you're looking probably close to 10 to 12 months at minimum. And that's if we have a good season of weather. If things start to get a little wet, we have rainy seasons, things can get delayed out a little bit more. So keep that in mind when you're thinking this through. If you have 12 months to 15 months to buy and you're not ready to do it right now, say you're like one of my clients recently, he's not retiring until next June. So for him, building is not a big issue. So he's going to come in next month. We're going to pick a house. We're going to get it started, and they're going to start the process in April. That home will be done probably January or February of next year, and it'll be perfect timing for him to have the house a few months before his retirement to get everything done, sell his home up in the Northeast, and then come down and enjoy living here in Myrtle Beach. But if time's not on your side, then we need to probably look at doing either a resale or maybe we're lucky enough to find a spec home that's sitting in inventory, but there's hardly any of those available right now. So the second thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to buying a house versus building it is the closing date. Unlike other parts of the country, New York, Jersey, we have here a date that is in our contracts if you're buying a resale. It's going to say this home is supposed to close on April 20th. And on April 20th, you're expected to be at your attorney's office signing the documents, giving them the money, getting keys, and taking possession of the home. Unlike parts of the Northeast where the date is kind of an around here or an about here. I recently had somebody selling a home in a co-op in New York. goodness, that one took 2 to 3 months more than it was supposed to close because we had to wait on a co-op to give permission for the person to buy. Down here in South Carolina, we have a date that's in, and that's when it's expected to close. Now, if you're building a house, the builders aren't going to give you a closing date usually. They're going to kind of say on or around this time because they're still getting in the final touches on that house. They're getting the last pieces of equipment that need to come in. Appliances, floors finished, paint done. All of those things has to get finished before you can get the home. You know, I was recently with a client who bought a place back in November, and the house at the time was in framing stage. So all that was left is basically to do drywall and finish out the house. They were told by the builder that property would be done probably in about 6 to 8 weeks, which would mean they would be closing sometime in January, they thought, on the house. But as we got past that point and went under contract, what we found is that the builder was having trouble getting some supplies in. The drywall, which was the next stage, was supposed to be delivered that week. Well, there became a shortage all of a sudden, and they couldn't get drywall in. And so the house sat for 3 weeks waiting on drywall to show up. So then that finally came in. They put the drywall in the house and they went, yep, we're back on track now. We're going to close 3 weeks later, but we're good to go. Then we got to the next stage of this delay, and that was countertops. They couldn't get the counters in. And this is why it gets so important to have an agent on your side to advocate for you. They were supposed to have Formica counters in their property, but we couldn't get them in time. They couldn't seem to get the order, and we waited, and things kept getting delayed more and more and more, to the point where we finally reached out to the builder, and I told him, I said, listen, my people have been waiting. Their home is closed. They were told to expect to close sometime in January. We're now looking at the middle to end of February, and that's a long time off from where they were originally told. What can we do to speed this process up? Can we maybe upgrade them to granite countertops and get that done faster? And so the builder reached out to their supplier of granite. They said, sure, we can get them there next week and have them installed. And just like that, my people got a free upgrade to granite countertops over Formica, and we were back on track. Well, here comes then the next delay. And this one came last week while we were there doing a walkthrough. We did the walkthrough punch list of the house, where we walked through the whole house with blue tape, marking everything that was wrong, putting everything that needed to be fixed on a list. And the builder told us that day, yep, we're good to go. We'll see you Wednesday to do the final walkthrough, get things done, and close on your house right after that at the attorney's office. Well, this last Monday, my buyers are in the car driving here. They left their home in Pennsylvania, had all their stuff in a U-Haul, and they're on their way. And at 6 p.m. at night on Monday, 2 days before closing, the builder calls to say, I wanted to let you know we're going to have to delay closing a couple days, probably a week. My clients freaked out. They went, what in the world? Why now? Well, we now have an issue once again with garage doors. Garage doors. I've talked about garage doors in the past. Don't know why they're so difficult to get here, but for some reason they are. But the garage door could not come in. And without having a garage door, we're not able to get a certificate of occupancy on the home. If we can't get a certificate of occupancy, the people cannot take possession of the house, the attorneys will not close, and we're basically delayed. So in this situation, once again, I had to step in and advocate for my client. And I called the builder again. I said, this is not my client's fault that we're delayed. They weren't even told till they left their home in Pennsylvania with all their belongings to come down here and close on the house after they're on the road 400 miles from home, that there's going to be a delay. What are we going to do to take care of them? Because they've got their money already at the attorney's office. They've got the utility set up to be transferred to their name. Everything's in a U-Haul that they're going to have to pay an extra week to keep their stuff in. What's the builder going to do to fix this problem? They made a call to the construction department. They said, yes, it's not the buyer's fault. It's all ours. I'm sorry that this happened. And so what ended up happening is they gave my buyers an additional $1,500 credit because of their delays. So if they didn't have somebody on their side, those types of things would not have happened in this case. But my point behind all of this is that when you're buying a house, even new construction, they say 6 to 8 weeks, there's a definite chance of there being delays. And if you have somebody that you need to be in a house for, it may not happen and you could end up homeless. So keep all of that in mind when you're picking between building or just buying a resale. So the second thing then that I wanted to talk about in the building versus buying a resale is the condition. Well, obviously, if you buy a resale, you're going to buy a used house. That means somebody's lived in it. The carpet's been walked on already. The floors may have a scuff in them. There might be a crack in a foundation, or the appliances might be used or dirty. Heaven forbid the air conditioner's been run by someone else. So you're buying new appliances in a house that's been used. It may have 3 years, 5 years, 7 years on it. But in today's market, you get that home inspection done and we send the request of repairs over to the seller and they simply just say, no, thank you. We're not doing anything. If you don't like it the way it is, too bad. Go out on, we'll let you out of your contract and we'll go on to selling to someone else. People are not spending a lot of time repairing things in a house and they're basically selling them as is in today's market. Well, if you buy something that's new, you're going to get everything fresh. Everything's going to be in working order. You're going to have warranties in place. Most of the manufacturers on the appliances are going to give you 1 to 3 years. Your HVAC is going to have that. And also then you have the builder's warranty on the structure of the house that runs usually about 10 years. The other thing is this, that builder's going to come back on month 11 once the house has had the ability to go through all 3 seasons where the house expands, contracts with our weather, and they'll be able to find where things have settled. Maybe a nail has popped out in the drywall or whatever else may be wrong with the home. They're going to come back, they're going to fix all of those things for you, and basically you have a new house again after that 12-month mark. Where if you go and buy something that's resale, obviously that doesn't happen. One thing I would suggest is this. If you're thinking about going the resale route, go and think about purchasing a home warranty as well, especially if you know that the HVAC system is 8 to 10 years old, or the water heater might be 10 or 11 years old, because the reality is those things are getting close to the end of their life, and it may break 2 months after you've purchased the home. And obviously not a lot of people have a lot of extra money when they just get into that house. Why? Even if you buy something and it's exactly what you want, you're going to have hundreds of trips to the Lowe's and Home Depot where you're going to be buying paint and, oh, we wanted to change this towel bar and we wanted to hang this mirror and we wanted to change out this light fixture. And so you have all those additional expenses that are right then. Have that home warranty in place, you pay the $60 to $100 service call fee, and you're getting things either repaired or replaced to save you having to come out of pocket with a big major expense. You know, I recently put a new HVAC system in my house, and even getting that done for as economical as possible, it still cost me well over $5,000. That's not something most people have laying around, so that warranty might come in handy. Now, if you're buying, though, a house that's being built, or a home that's a spec home with one of these builders, people are complaining right now because I can't make any changes to the floor. They won't let me change the color of the siding. They won't let me add a screen porch on the back. They won't let me make any changes. I have to take it the way it is. And they're complaining and screaming and arguing with me about it. I'm like, guys, it is what it is. But let's think about this a minute. If I'm buying a resale home, can I tell that seller, I don't like the color of your siding, please change it to gray for me? They're not going to do it. Or, oh, I don't like the color of your countertops. Please change them. And the paint you have on the wall, I don't like that either. I like everything to be a nice, beautiful gray before I purchase your home. Sellers aren't going to do those things. So think of those spec homes kind of like buying a resale. You're getting it with what it has. The difference, it's all new, it's neutral, it's going to be in popular colors of today, and you're going to have a great warranty with that builder to start off right off the bat. The third item that I wanted to discuss in this pros and cons is the price. If you're buying a resale right now, you better buckle up and get ready for a wild ride, because you're going to see multiple offers coming in on these homes. Homes are selling for 105 to 110% of the listing price right now. There's 7, 10, 12, 15 offers coming in on a home, and the listing agent is having quite the fun time trying to sort all these offers out, keep them separate, and get everything in a clear, concise manner to their sellers. That's why if you're selling a home right now, don't try to do it for sale by owner. You can't handle all this on your own. You're not used to doing it. We as the agents, we sell homes every day. Hire somebody to do it. Even if you're selling to move to Myrtle Beach, call me. I'll get you hooked up with somebody who can help you sell it. I just had a client who's moving here. They went on to the Z website, we won't mention that one, and the Z said that their Zestimate was $600. Well, I told him, I said, you know what, let's get an agent to come out and look at it. I've got a good friend there in Texas who can tell you the true value. He went out, looked at their home, listed it for $665,000. $65,000 more than they were going to sell it to somebody if they did it themselves. Then he put it on the market on a Thursday. Friday evening, he had the home under contract for $727,000. Those people made an extra $120,000 by using my agent instead of selling it on their own. So it can be very valuable to have the right person in your corner, even when selling. But back to what I was talking about with buying versus building here a minute. If you're buying that resale home right now, you need to go in with your highest and best offer right off the bat. I tell my clients all the time, when you're thinking about what to offer, they want me to give them a formula or an equation to say, well, Jeremy, here's what we need to do. Tell us what it is. There isn't such a thing. So what I tell them is this. Go with the number that if I had to call you and say, I'm sorry, you lost out on the house, they sold to someone else, you wouldn't think in yourself, I wish I'd have gone $1,000 more. If that number is $335,000 versus $330,000, just do it from the beginning. Because at the end of the day, it might be what gets you the house over someone else. At the end of the day, you know you're getting what you wanted, even if it has to cost top dollar. Now in resales, that's kind of the way the market is. In the new construction world, there's kind of something similar on houses that are being released. Some of the builders have release days on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They release the home at 9 a.m. in the morning, and by noon, all offers have to be in. If your offer is accepted and you're the only one who bid on that house, congratulations, you got the home. But if multiple people have put an offer in, it becomes a highest and best. And the builder's going to reach out to all the parties and say, highest and best is due now by 4 p.m. And you're going to go back with your second offer. And if you're the best one for the builder to pick, you'll be notified at 5 o'clock. If not, you're going to get the sorry you lost out on this one, better luck next time. I recently had somebody who said, I don't want to lose it. They ended up going $35,000 over the asking price on a new construction build just so they could win. Why did they do that? They lost the last two weeks before. So you want to make sure you're going in with those highest and best, and you're running into multiple offers even on resales. Now, if you're able to find that new construction home that's what's called an inventory, meaning it was released on a Tuesday at 10 a.m., it didn't sell by 5 p.m. that day, and nobody put an offer in, the next day that home becomes an inventory property. If it was listed at $335,000 and you're the only one who's interested in buying it that day, you can get usually about $4,000 to $5,000 off of the price and get it for $330,000. So it's a great way to pick out. Now, is it going to be maybe your optimal lot? More than likely not. Is it going to have everything you want? Possibly, possibly not. But you can't make those changes, just like I said before. But you're getting a good house still at a good value. So in closing, should you buy the resale? Should you build a home? I really don't know what to say is the right way to go. I can tell you if you're going to go with something custom, it's going to cost you a lot right now because supply has made prices on all the things needed to build a home go through the roof. Wood, for example, lumber is triple the cost of what it used to be, and every other supply needed to build, from cabinets to garage doors to drywall to everything you need, prices have gone through the roof. So what does that mean? Building a home nowadays may not be cost effective to go the custom route, and you got to have that 12 to 15 months to do it. If you're thinking though about either buying a house or building one here in the Myrtle Beach area, shoot me an email. My email's down below in the description. It's info@jeremyblanton.com. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video talking about building versus buying. If you did, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, get that bell on, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.